Disney movie The Croods, a family of cavemen go on a wild adventure. The beginning of the movie shows how they're afraid of everything. They hardly leave their caves other than to get food. They live their lives in fear. They're forced out of their home to travel hundreds of miles through horrifying mountains and deserts only to find a scarier creature at every turn. They do this because they believe the world is ending. Could you imagine living in a world like this? Well, if we didn't have welding, our lives could be like this. Welding is an essential part to our world because it is the building blocks of our cities. It enables transportation and it provides jobs and careers for many of us. So I want everyone to think for a minute how many times they walk into a building other than their house on a weekly basis. For most of us, it's a daily basis. And I know we all have plenty of things to think about, so I'm willing to bet most of us aren't wondering how the building we're standing in was built. But maybe this is what we should be thinking about. Almost all of the buildings in the United States were built by welders. Even most of the common household appliances we have are welded. We owe many of the luxuries we have today to our welding industry. This essential trade needs to be recognized because without it, our world could be completely different. So let's think back to the Croods for a minute. If they would have had a welding industry in their time, they wouldn't have had a need for fear. Their lives would have been safe, their homes would have been safe, even their travel would have been much safer and quicker. Think about boats, cars, planes, motorcycles, even bicycles. They all have a not-so-known commonality. They're all welded. We may not realize it, but our ability to go really far, really fast, is because of our welding industry. According to CPC Strategy, over 80% of our online population use the internet to purchase something. And with this purchase comes the wait for shipping. It's usually about 3 to 5 days. But if we didn't have the transportation we have today, that could be 2 months or even more. And I'm pretty sure nobody wants to wait that long. Our e-commerce population would drastically drop. And with it, much of the economy. But what's more important to us than everyday transportation is the United States' freedom. All of our nation's military's transportation equipment was welded. Our troops can keep us safe, while our hometown heroes can provide them with the tools necessary to do so. So, getting rich has become the ideal test for success. According to USA Today, 81% of 15 to 25-year-olds stated that their generation's most important life goal is getting rich. But how is our generation supposed to get rich if we don't even have jobs that pay high enough? Well, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, over 400,000 jobs were available in the welding industry. Welders can get paid over $100,000 a year. So why don't y'all take advantage of this? Our welding industry is essential to our world. It's the foundation of our cities, enables transportation, it even creates jobs and careers. So our world depends on this one process, and its continued success depends on your knowledge. After all, a world without it would be a life like the Croods. Stop.